and gentlemen, welcome to the field for today's women's lacrosse match featuring the Meredith College Avenging Angels and U.S. Southern Virginia University Knights. President Cody and the Southern Virginia University staff thank you for your support and the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. The NCAA USA Staff Athletic Conference promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request the cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexual comments or intimidating actions directed at coaches, players, officials, or any of the team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages or tobacco products are strictly prohibited. Thank you, and please enjoy today's game. In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Cal Highland.
Dear Father, we're so grateful for another wonderful Saturday evening that we can enjoy and be able to watch some lacrosse. We pray for health and safety for the athletes and also safe travels for the families and the athletes as well, that all can be taken care of and that we can continue to give thanks towards thee and appreciation for all that thou hast done for us, Lord. We love you and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if we will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. And now, for your starting lineup. First for the Angels. At the front, number 1, Williams and Locke.
All right, and welcome everyone to this NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the visiting Meredith College Avenging Angels. My name is Mark Duffin, being the representative here of the broadcast crew at Southern Virginia University, bringing you all the action today. And this is a critical game, if not a very interesting game for the Knights. Meredith College is coming in as one of, if not the best Division III women's lacrosse teams in the nation. They're the first-ranked offense. They're the third-ranked defense. Meredith College coming in on an 8-game winning streak. They haven't lost since March 3rd. Meredith College coming in with extreme momentum and extreme hype. On the side of the Knights are coming in with some momentum as well. They've won 4 out of the last 5 games. All 4 of those wins coming against USA South opponents. And those 4 wins, they've allowed a total of 5 goals. The Knights doing very well in those games. The one loss coming against the University of Lynchburg, a big one, 3-20. So the Knights coming in with winning 4 out of their last 5, having some momentum as well. The Knights are 4-2 in the conference. Meredith College, of course, 5-0 in the conference, 11-2 overall, while the Knights are 7-6. Now, this is a very interesting matchup because the Knights have been very two-faced so far this year. In wins, the Knights have scored 18 goals per game while only allowing 2.14 goals. Whereas in losses, they've only scored 4.8 goals per game and they've allowed 19.67. So when the Knights win, they have the 4th ranked offense in the nation and the 1st ranked defense. And when the Knights lose, they have the 262nd offense and the 277th ranked defense. So night and day between the two teams we see from these Knights. And oftentimes it's because their opponent can force them to run a lot, force turnovers. This Knight squad isn't very deep. There's not a big roster, so not a lot of rotations are able to happen, not a lot of substitutions, which really hurts this Knight squad. Meredith with a few more players on their side and definitely some of the best players in the nation. Of course, there's Reese Walker for Meredith, who was recently named the USA South Women's Lacrosse Offensive Player of the Week, and that's because in Meredith's last 2 games, she put up 18 points with 9 goals, 10 assists. She had 3 ground balls and 3 caused turnovers. So it's just been an absolutely dynamite force for these Angels. On the Knight side, you have Kenzie Polson, who is averaging the 8th best goals per game in the USA South at 2.82. She's backed up by Ellie Patterson, averaging 2.39, and Mackenzie Mickelson averaging 2.54 goals per game. So the Knights coming up against a very talented Meredith team. No need to sugarcoat it. Knights are definitely the underdogs coming into this one. But we know that this Knight squad, when they are playing their absolute best, is right up with these Meredith Avenging Angels. So we'll see if that's the team we see today, or if the Angels can force the Knights into fatigue and get a big lead early and force the Knights into bad situations. So that'll be the storyline of the day. Additionally, looking at this matchup historically, Meredith versus SVU, these teams have faced off 5 times, Meredith taking each one. Meredith averages 14.2 goals per game against SVU, and SVU only averages 7 goals per game against Meredith. But there have been some tight matchups. In fact, 2 of those games were 11-10 in favor of Meredith. So really close. This would be huge if the Knights were able to pull off the upset here today. It'd be huge for the momentum of the Knights. It'd be huge for USA South placement. Currently in the USA South, the Knights sit 5th behind the Brevard College Tornadoes, the Methodist Monarchs, the Piedmont Lions, and of course, Meredith Avenging Angels. But getting this win today would give Meredith their first loss in conference, would give SVU their 5th win, which puts them in contention in the same conversation as Piedmont, Methodist, and Meredith, and would probably leapfrog SVU above Brevard. So that'd be this would be a huge win today, but obviously Knights coming in as the big underdogs in this one. So we'll see what the Knights have, the tenacity they're able to show, and if they're able to put forth their best play against their best opponent. All right, so the Knights will line up here for the draw control. It will be Reagan Bullock out there for the draw control, not typically the person out there. Usually we see Mackenzie Mickelson, but Reagan Bullock will take the first draw control today. And Meredith will take that one. So Meredith on offense first. And this is where Meredith has been especially good all year long. They have the 12th best shooting percentage and the first goals per game in the nation at 19.69 per game. So a very talented Meredith team, and they get the ball first. Knights defense playing well, getting good structure. No room for the Angels so far. Obviously a 90-second shot clock, so the Angels still with plenty of time. The ball pops out of a bad pass, and it's rolling towards the Knights side. And the Angels will pick that one up. So Angels still with possession, 55 seconds left on the shot clock for them. They'll go ahead and throw it out behind the goal. Pass inside, shot on the goal, and that will go in. So the Avenging Angels on their first possession of the day put it in the goal. And that'll be scored by number 2, Kenzie Todd. And Kenzie Todd is one of the best players here in this USA South. She's 7th in goals per game at 2.83, backing up said Reese Walker as the second offensive option. Additionally, she averages 2.83 assists per game, so is great at getting her teammates open options. And right here, Kenzie Todd gives the Avenging Angels the first lead of the day. Not even a minute gone here. The score is 1-0 in favor of the Angels. So we'll get another draw here. Avenging Angels took the first one. And the Angels will take the second one as well. That's Bailey Swales running up ahead off the ground ball. Swales, another one of the beneficial members of this squad. She's the third scorer, 2.75 goals per game. And she's also one of the best draw control players in the USA South. She has 3.58 draw controls per game, which is good for 9th in the USA South. So right here making her impact felt. And the Angels right back on offense. This quick move inside. Surrounded by Knights. Ball still on the ground, and the Knights force the turnover. Savannah Burnett with the ground ball, so now the Knights will need to clear. And the Angels, they're doing their best to pressure each Knight on the clear. This is where many mistakes can be made for both teams. But the Knights right there get the clear. That's number 22, Aubrey Reynolds, running up. Not a name we hear often on this SVU team, but Aubrey Reynolds gets the clear. So now the Knights, we'll see the Knights on offense for the first time, 2 minutes in here this first quarter. They'll try and pass it inside. Ball ends up on the ground. And that'll be picked up by the Angels. Number 22, Morgan Hall, sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina, running up ahead with it. Knights trying to do the same thing, still pressuring the clear. Ball ends up on the ground. And that'll be a turnover. Knights take the ball back and are right back on offense. So the Knights playing some good defense here in the opening going. You like to see it. 1 goal allowed, but several turnovers forced. Doing a really good job here. Right there, a good check from Meredith causes the ball to fall out. Meredith picks up the ground ball, and the Angels are on the clear opportunity here. The Angels will get it up ahead. Angels on offense. Pass inside right there. See if the Angels get a shot. They do get it off. It goes left. That'll stay with the Angels. So 70 seconds left on the shot clock for the Angels here. Shot went a little left. Pass inside, and that'll be a goal off the inbound for the Angels.
Goal for the Angels, number 4, Bailey Swales, assisted by number 20, Reese Walker.
We're still waiting to see who got that goal. So that'll be number 4, Bailey Swales, with her first goal of the day. She's assisted by Reese Walker. Reese Walker also assisted Kenzie Todd on the first goal, so that's Walker's second assist of the day. And Meredith has a 2-0 lead. 3 minutes gone here in this first quarter. And the Knights playing some good defense, forcing turnovers, but unfortunately on the offensive end not able to keep control of the ball. It's been several times where the Knights have given up the ball back to Meredith. So we'll see if the Knights offense can help their defense here. It's one of the hard things with having a roster this small is that the defensive players then immediately transition to offense, have to run all the way down instead of any substitutions happening. So that's a big thing for these Knights. So we'll get another draw here. Ball is still on the ground. And the Angels will take that one. So 3 straight draw control victories for the Avenging Angels. And they're looking to get as many make-it-take-it opportunities as they can get. It's one of their specialties. The Angels do one thing best out of all is that they limit their opponent's shots. Their opponents average 12.7 shots per game, which is ridiculously low. Their opponents just don't get many opportunities at the goal. So right here, the Angels getting the make-it-take-it, not letting the Knights get any offensive momentum here. So penalty will be called on the Knights, I believe. And so that'll give the Avenging Angels their first free position opportunity today. The Knights are pretty decent on free position shots when their opponent has them. Pretty good at defending against them, but still not the position you want to be in. So the Angels shot on the goal, and that will go in off the free position shot. And that'll be number 20, Reese Walker. Who else? Reese Walker's been involved in every goal so far today, just 3.5 minutes in, and she's been involved in all 3 points for Meredith. The score is now up 3-0. Meredith College firmly in control of this one in the opening going, but of course, the Knights playing tenaciously, playing hard. You've got to imagine eventually the Knights will break through and get something going offensively. So Reagan Bullock back in there for the draw control. Ball is up. That'll be a false start on Reagan Bullock, so the Angels will take the ball. So Angels, 4 straight draw control victories to start this one. It's already having a huge impact, and that'll be something the Knights will have to improve if they want to make their way back into this. Angels on offense. They'll swing it around behind the back of the net, pulls it back out, gets in the middle. They'll pass it back behind the net. Good defense there from the Knights, preventing the shot from happening. Now the Angels back to work. They'll swing it around behind the goal. Pass inside, not handled well. Knights pick that up. That's a turnover. Knights running down the field. Ball pops out. Still going. And the ball pops out, and the Angels will take that one. That'll be a turnover for Ellie Patterson there. And the Knights trying to aggressively play on the clear, but that'll be a violation on the Knights. And the Angels will go ahead and run it around the back of the net. Pass inside, not handled well. Ball's on the ground. And the Knights will pick that up. So the Knights taking advantage of some of the mistakes of the Angels. They're just making their own mistakes on the other end. And that'll be a penalty on the Angels. So that'll be on number 4, Bailey Swales, the sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, with the penalty. SVU now with their first woman opportunity here. And the Angels playing aggressive defense, trying to force the turnover to kill the penalty. Knights will pass it up. Pass not handled well. Ball's on the ground. Knights need to get this one. And it's picked up by the Angels. Now the Angels running ahead and with some room in front of them. So the Angels, a woman down, but now with the ball and the opportunity to kill the rest of that penalty. Still 35 seconds left on the penalty. They'll pass it around behind the net. Pass it back out to the top of the 20. Angels taking it slow, knowing they don't need to force anything. They can get back to full strength. If they get a good shot, then they get a good shot. If not, you can wait for the end of the penalty. Move inside, a good, strong move right there. Shot on the goal. That's a goal for Meredith. A woman down goal for Meredith. And that'll be number 20, Reese Walker, who now has 2 goals and 2 assists in just 6 minutes of play. We're at the 9-minute mark, and that was a strong move by her. She had 2 SVU defenders on her. Shook one, through a strong move, did a then juke to get the other one out of the way, and had a one-on-one with Savannah Burnett in the goal and put it in. So Reese Walker having herself a dominant first quarter so far. 4-0 is the score in favor of the Angels. So we'll get another draw here, the 5th one of the day. Knights have yet to win one. Ball is up. And the Knights will take that one. So the Knights with their first draw control win, and they'll be on offense. Now it's up to the Knights to really protect the ball and try and get a good shot. Kenzie Polson now with it. Running towards the middle. She's met by 2 Angels. Pushed back out. Now running all the way to the top of the 10. She'll get it to Mackenzie Mickelson at the top of the key. Mickelson looking to make something work. Pass inside to Ellie Patterson. Ellie Patterson, nothing there for her, so she'll pass it back to Mackenzie Mickelson. Mickelson inside for the goal. Great work right there from those 2 teammates, Mackenzie Mickelson and Ellie Patterson. Mickelson got the good goal, a good shot into Patterson. Patterson had nothing there. 2 Angels coming on her. So she passes it back to Mickelson, cutting inside. Some great passing, great teamwork there from those 2 teammates. So now the Knights on the board get to uncork their scoring. And the score, the Angels lead is now back down 2-3, scores 4-1. So on SVU's first shot of the day, they get their first goal. Technically have a better shooting percentage than Meredith right now, as they're 1 of 1, as while Meredith is 4 of 5. So technically a better shooting percentage for the Knights here today to open up the quarter. Of course, a lot more shots need to be taken before that really matters. 8:20 left to go here in this first quarter, and the Angels will take that draw control. Draw controls really have been the name of the game. The one time the SVU won draw control, they went down and scored. Obviously, the Angels in control of this one because of all the make-it-take-it opportunities. So a very important part of the game, and Angels back on offense. So the Angels will pass it back out to the 20. And Angels just taking it slow. They have 60 seconds left on the shot clock, so not much they need to worry about. Take their time, set up their offense. It's a good check there from Mariela Perez, caused the ball to pop out, but now a little move inside, shot on the goal, and that'll go in. So Meredith with their 5th goal of the day. And who else? Who else would score? It's Reese Walker. Reese Walker now with her 3rd goal on the day. And 2nd assist, and she has 2 assists as well. So already just 7 minutes in, or 7.5 minutes into this game, Reese Walker with 5 points already, showing why she is the USA South Offensive Player of the Week here in women's lacrosse. So the lead is back up to 4 for the Angels. The score is 5-1. We'll get another draw control. This really has told the whole story. Whoever wins these ones tends to take it and score it. So it's up to the Knights to start winning these. So the ball's still on the ground. It will get picked up by the Angels. So now the Angels running ahead with a full head of steam. Pass it up ahead. And the Angels will take it slow, get it set up again. Ball behind the goal now. Little move inside there. Get a shot on the goal. That'll go right. And that'll stay with the Angels. 70 seconds left on the shot clock for the Angels. Little pass inside right there. Ball is blocked by Savannah Burnett. Now the players are fighting over the ball, and the Knights pick that up. So great save there by Savannah Burnett, and then picking up the ground ball. Good play there. A bad pass from Burnett, though, out, and that'll be a turnover right leading to a shot on the goal. That'll hit the goal post, bounce off. Knights will pick that one back up. So Knights back on offense, needing to clear. Knights getting a lucky break there. And a good check from the Angels at the 45-yard line leads to a turnover. Knights are back out running. This is the thing that hurts the Knights the most. And here comes the shot on the goal, and that'll go in for the Angels off the turnover. And that'll be number 5, Elle White on the goal, becoming the 4th Angel already to put up one in this quarter. So the score is now 6-1. Avenging Angels showing why they are the number 1 ranked offense so far in the USA South season. Playing extremely well. Additionally, that goal was assisted by Kenzie Todd for her 2nd point of the day. So looking at the big 3 here for Meredith, it's Reese Walker, Kenzie Todd, and Bailey Swales. Those 3 have really already showed up today. Reese Walker, of course, scoring 3 goals and 2 assists. And Kenzie Todd and Bailey Swales each with a goal also. So on the draw control following the Meredith Angels goal, Angels win it. And Meredith is right back on offense. And we tick under the 6-minute mark here in this first quarter. And the Knights defense just looking for answers here. They've played some good defense, forced some turnovers. The Angels still getting kind of whatever they want there in the middle. So it's up to the Knights defense to figure this challenge out. Pass inside right there to the cutting Angel. Pass is not handled, and that'll be picked up by the Knights. So another turnover there for the Angels. Now the Knights will look to clear. That ball will go out of bounds on the pass from Savannah Burnett. Not able to be handled by the freshman from Rockville, Maryland, Aubrey Reynolds. And the Angels will be right back on offense. Little move inside there from the Angels. No good. We'll just move it back behind the net. Little cut in there. Pass inside. Shot on the goal. That will go just left. Angels with the hustle to maintain possession. Still 60 seconds left on the shot clock for the Angels. We're getting close to the 5.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Another pass inside by the Angels. Good defense this time from the Knights. Getting to ward out. Another pass inside. That one's saved by Savannah Burnett. The ball is on the ground. And that'll be a violation on the Angels, so it will be Knights ball. It's now fresh 90 seconds for the Knights. They'll look to clear. And it looks like the Knights will clear here. So the Knights back on offense. This number 3, Mia Richards, with it at the bottom of the 20-yard line. And her pass will be intercepted by the Angels. Now the Angels looking to clear. Passing it up ahead to number 21, Ava Spradley. Now the Angels moving it up ahead. SVU defense a little flat-footed here. See if they can recover. Angels pushing inside. The pass inside isn't handled well. But that'll be a penalty on the Knights. So the Angels here will get another free position opportunity. Last one they had, they did put it in for a score. So here are the Angels, and just doesn't even need to run, just puts it in from distance. That's good for the Avenging Angels. And that'll be another goal for Kenzie Todd. So Kenzie Todd with her 3rd point of the day and 2nd goal. Meredith Angels certainly came to play. Their lead is up to 6, 7-1 in favor of Meredith College. And we don't really track the stat here at SVU, but time of possession is so critical in lacrosse. It's so critical. Because if you're not getting opportunities on the offensive end, what are you going to do, right? You can't put up goals if you don't have opportunities at the offensive end. And right here, the shots tell the story of the time of possession. Meredith with 13 shots, SVU with just 1. Now, you got to love the hustle you're seeing from SVU. SVU with 7 ground balls to Meredith's 2. So the SVU is trying their hardest to get back into this game, to work hard. The Angels just doing very well. So on that one, the Avenging Angels win the draw control, but the good play from the Knights causes a check from behind, turnover on the Angels, and now Kenzie Polson is running up with it, ball on Knights' side. So now the Knights with the offensive opportunity. I believe that was Reagan Bullock forcing the turnover on that one. We'll see if we have who it was. Yep, it was number 3, Mia Richards, forcing the turnover. Great play from Richards. She picked up the ground ball as well and got it up ahead to Kenzie Polson. So great plays all around from Richards, from the freshman from Lehigh, Utah. Knights moving it around. Get a quick pass inside to Kenzie Polson. She gets a shot on the goal, and that will be saved. That'll be saved there by number 24, Maddie Harrell, the graduate student from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Angels trying to clear. They'll turn the ball back over. So now the Knights back with possession. Ball put on the ground after the deflection from the Angels. And that'll be a penalty on the Avenging Angels. Number 16, Sophie LeClaire, the senior from Elliott City, Maryland. So the Knights will be a woman up. Last time this did happen, though, the Knights did end up turning over the ball like that right there, and then the Angels were able to run down the field and score it. So right there, Mariella Perez intercepting the pass. Caused turnover right there. Knights are now running it down the field. Perez clears it. And that'll be another penalty there on the Avenging Angels. That'll be number 8, Catherine Couch, sophomore from Cortland, New York. So now the Angels, 2 women down. And the Knights with the big opportunity here to get a goal up on the board. So Perez will go ahead and pass it back to Aubrey Reynolds. So the Knights will take the slow approach here, having two people up. And a long pass there will go into the net of the Angels. So now the Angels with possession, 2 women down for the Angels. And they'll get the clear back on the offensive end. And a good check from there by the Knights, right back to the Knights' ball. See what the call was there. It looked like it went out of bounds on the Angels. Then I guess the Knights committed a violation, so it'll be back Angels' ball. So Angels with possession. They've killed both their penalties. So a missed opportunity there from the Knights. Having the 2-woman up opportunity. Cutting Angel right there. Shot on the goal, and that will go in. So the Angels immediately, once they got full power, put the ball in the net. So that'll be a goal by number 9, Logan Campbell, the freshman from Wilmington, North Carolina. And she'll be assisted by who else? Number 20, Reese Walker on that one. So now Reese Walker, I believe, with 6 total points, with 3 goals and 3 assists. Indeed, that will be the case. And 52 seconds left here in this first quarter. The score is 8-1 in favor of the Avenging Angels. So we'll get another face-off here. That'll be scooped up by the Knights. So the Knights win that draw control there. So the Knights with possession. Mackenzie Mickelson will have it at the top of the key. Pass it around to Reagan Bullock. Knights moving it around. Mackenzie Mickelson with it now. Mickelson will make a move. Trying to get inside. She'll pass it around behind the net. Pass inside. Ball ends up on the ground. Knights pick that one up. So Knights retain possession. Still 55 seconds on the shot clock left for the Knights. Pass inside to Kenzie Polson. Shot on the goal, and that'll go in. Shot for Kenzie Polson. Kenzie Polson with the goal. And that'll be assisted by number 3, Mia Richards. So those 2 teammates getting on the same page again, and just 5 seconds left on the first quarter clock after that goal. So a great play there by the Knights. So the score is now 8-2. Knights are down by 6. So we'll get another draw control here with just 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Knights with some late quarter heroics to cut the lead just by a little bit to make it that much smaller of a lead. So that maybe in the second quarter, can have an opportunity. The Angels will take that draw control off the violation by the Knights, but just not enough time to do anything. 5 seconds isn't enough time to run all the way from the 50-yard line down to the goal line where the goal is. So that'll be the end of the quarter. The final score of the first quarter is 8-2 in favor of the Meredith College Avenging Angels. We'll go ahead and take a small break here, and we'll be right back with the second quarter action. All right, and welcome everyone back to this NCAA Division III USA South Women's Lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the visiting Meredith College Avenging Angels. The first quarter, a good showing for the Meredith Angels, showing why they're the first ranked offense in the nation. But the Knights doing some good things, especially pressuring on defense, forcing turnovers. If we look at the first period, the Knights had 6 caused turnovers. The defense doing really well. The problem is that the offense, on the other hand, giving up turnovers. 7 caused turnovers for Meredith. So that'll be the key for the Knights offense, is to get back into this, keep possession of the ball, keep that time of possession on the side of the Knights. Additionally, the Knights on pace to score 8 goals on the day, which Meredith College only allows 5 per game for their opponents. So very good offensive showing for the Knights relative to Meredith College's usual opponents. So coming here in the second quarter, Meredith College will take the first draw, and that was a huge story in the first quarter. Meredith College taking a lot of the draws, and which ended up giving Meredith a lot of opportunities on the offensive end. SVU had hardly any opportunities on the offensive end. So Meredith College able to get a shot off there. Goes just left, but it'll stay Meredith ball. Of course, coming into the second quarter, Meredith up 6. The score is 8-2. Meredith with a pass inside. That gets blocked right up front. Meredith will pick up that ground ball, running up ahead. And that'll be picked up by Savannah Burnett. So Burnett, a good job there, getting the ground ball. Pass not able to be handled there by number 24, Sydney Bastian. So now the Angels will take that one. They are back on offense. And Mariella Perez there, good job warding off. I believe that is number 20, Reese Walker, in front of her. So Mariella Perez with the hard task of guarding Reese Walker, doing well there. Pass inside. Angels get the shot and the goal there. 9-2 is the score now. Waiting to see who made the shot there. Regardless, Angels now up 7, inching ever closer to the coveted 10-goal lead running clock advantage. Following that Angels goal, we'll get another draw control. Looks like Ellie Patterson is now in there for the Knights. The ball is still on the ground for this one. And that'll be a penalty on the Angels. It looks like number 4, Bailey Swales, will be going out. So Bailey Swales will be out for the next minute. We got that goal in. That was scored by Kenzie Todd. She was the one who put the Angels up 7. I believe that is her 3rd goal of the day. So Kenzie Todd herself having a good day. But now the Knights, off the penalty by the Angels on the draw, are back on offense. Mackenzie Mickelson with it in the middle. So the Knights looking to get something going offensively. The Knights have only been able to take 3 shots total, but they've scored on 2 of them. So they've been taking advantage of the opportunities, just haven't gotten very many of them. It looks like that pass goes out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on the Knights. Angels ball. Knights will go ahead and send 2 defenders at the ball carrier. Angels will be able to weave and get through, so it looks like Meredith will get the clear. The Knights still not letting it happen yet. And now the Angels forced to pass it backwards. Good pass up ahead, though. There we go. The Angels will clear after 30 seconds on their side. Angels running up ahead, some room in front. Pass up inside, shot on the goal. And that'll go off Savannah Burnett's net into the goal. And that'll be number 18, Lauren Turner, on the goal there for her first point of the day. Lauren Turner is one of the better offensive players in Division III women's lacrosse. She is a bench offensive player for this Avenging Angels team, but when she comes in, she takes advantage of her opportunities. So far in the season, she has a 62% shooting percentage, which is 41st out of all the players in Division III women's lacrosse. So getting her first goal there, improving her percentages, and she gives the Angels an 8-point lead. 10-2 is the score. 12:17 left to go here in this second quarter. So we'll get another draw control here. And that'll be taken by the Knights. So the Knights up and running ahead. Knights with some room. Good check from behind by the Angels. Knights will pick that one right back up. And they'll swing it around behind the goal. So now Knights with possession. They haven't gotten this very often so far in this one. Need to take advantage of the opportunities they get. Pass across. That'll bounce off a Knight. Ball is on the ground, and that'll be a violation on the Angels. So Knights ball. And this will be the Knights' first free position opportunity of the day. I believe that's Mackenzie Mickelson with it. So Mickelson with a one-on-one with the goalkeep. Shot on the goal, and that'll go in. Goal for the Knights. So that will be Mackenzie Mickelson with the goal, and that'll be Mickelson's second goal of the day, which cuts the Angels' lead back down to 7. 3-10 is the score. So we'll get another draw control here after the Knights goal. And right there, that Knights goal was set up by the Knights winning the draw control. That, of course, was the most important thing. And draw control, that was Mackenzie Mickelson who won that draw control. So Mickelson putting together some good plays in a row to get the Knights some offensive momentum here. This good draw control, though, taken by the Angels. They're running up ahead. That pass not handled well. And that'll go out of bounds. Knights ball. So Knights back with possession. They do need to clear here. And that's always one of the hardest parts of lacrosse is getting the ball back onto your side of the field. Mariela Perez running up. So far going unchallenged. She's met by 2 at the 45. And that'll be a violation on the Angels, so it will remain Knights ball. So Mariela Perez will have it at the 45. Knights almost there with the clear. Mariela Perez gets it across, but is checked from behind. Ball is still on the ground. And Mariela Perez gets it back. So Knights now with another offensive possession. 45 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Mia Richards will have it at the bottom of the 20. She'll pass it up. Nothing there. Shot on the goal. That'll go behind the goal. Ball still on the ground. And that'll be, it looks like that'll be a penalty on the Knights. And the Meredith player still down on the ground after that contact. Not sure which. I believe that is number 1, Reagan Amiot, freshman from Hampstead, North Carolina. Took a big fall there after picking up the ground ball. She's able to get up. Does have a slight limp, but is walking on her own power. Will get her net and walk off. So an unfortunate play right there. It's good that Amiot's able to walk off. That foul will be on Kenzie Polson. So it will be a turnover on the Knights. Angels will have possession. Angels still up by 7. Now the Angels looking to get the clear. And they will. So Angels back on offense. That's number 4. Bailey Swells running up ahead with it. She gets checked from behind. And she'll commit the violation right there. So now Knights ball. This Knights defense has played pretty dang well. That turnover caused by Ellie Patterson right there. I mean, look at the total stats. SVU's caused 8 turnovers on the day, so just playing really well. It's just that the offense has not been able to keep possession of the ball as much as Meredith has. And that's been the big difference here. It's just been opportunities. Knights with only 5 shots to Meredith's 17. Knights, of course, making 3 out of those 5 shots, but just not much other opportunities for the Knights offensively. So this is a huge possession here if they want to get back in this game. I believe we're creeping now to the 9.5-minute mark here. Knights pass inside. Nothing there. Good defense from the Angels. Another pass inside by the Knights. Ball not handled well. Picked up again by the Knights. And that'll be a penalty, it looks like, on the Angels. So it'll be a free position here for the Knights. See who takes that. Here's the free position. Shot on the goal. Goes right over. And that'll stay with the Knights. So Knights still with possession. 55 seconds on the shot clock for them. Knights will try to pass it in. Trip and slip. The ball pops out. Angels will pick that one up. So turnover on the Knights. Angels with the ball looking to clear. And Angels will pass it up. Knights will tip it. Angels will pick up the ground ball. Intercepted there by the Knights. Mia Richards with the turnover. She's running up ahead. She has a clear path. Shot on the goal by Mia Richards. That goes in. Mia Richards with the goal. And right there, Meredith just getting a little sloppy with the passes. Mia Richards able to jump right in, get the turnover, run all the way. Very impressive play from Mia Richards there. So now the score is 10-4 in favor of the Angels. The lead is now down to 6. And about half the quarter still remains. Maybe just under. I don't know, that evening sun kind of obscures the scoreboard a little bit. So we'll get another draw control here. Knights gaining some momentum. They've scored 2 straight goals. 2 unanswered goals, I should say. Another draw control here. Ref stop the play. See what's happening. Maybe substitutions being made by Meredith, not correct. So that'll be a violation. The Knights will just take the draw control, which is a good opportunity here for the Knights. Pass across. Ball pops out. Good check there from the Angels. Knights still with possession. They'll get a pass inside. Ball ends up on the ground again. Team's fighting for it. Knights will pick that one up. So the Knights still with possession. We'll see who this penalty is on. That was a close play there. So they will call it on the Angels. So the Knights will retain possession. I believe that's Mia Richards up there at the top of the key with it. Knights still with 60 seconds left on the shot clock. Patterson and Richards passing it between the two. Now Patterson will move up to the top of the key. Pass inside, shot on the goal, and that'll go in. Knights goal. Wait to see who that. So that'll be Kenzie Polson for her second goal of the day, assisted by Mackenzie Mickelson. So that'll be Mickelson's third point of the day. And now the Knights have cut the Angels' lead to just 5. 3 straight unanswered goals by the Knights. So the Knights really starting to make some leeway here into the Angels' lead. Obviously, the 5 points is still a pretty big lead, but it feels a lot smaller than 8, especially with the time still left on the clock. I believe there's 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in this second quarter, so still plenty of time for the Knights to get something done. We'll have another draw control here, and keep in mind, I'm pretty sure every single Knights goal has come off of a 1 draw control. That one was the last one was the penalty on the Angels, but this draw control the Angels will take. So the Angels now back on offense. For the first time in a while, the Knights really starting to win that time of possession game in the last couple minutes. Now the Angels back on offense. .70 seconds on the shot clock for the for the Angels. Get a move inside. No shot there. Good defense from the Knights. Keeping good possession. Good move there from the Angels. They get inside. Shot on the goal. That'll go right, so that'll stay with the Angels with just 50 seconds left on the shot clock. So the Knights' defense really starting to come alive. Shot on the goal there by the Angels, and that'll be saved. Savannah Burnett. So now the Knights really with momentum, 3 straight unanswered goals, and now causing turnover and turnover, getting saves and whatever the Knights need, they're getting it right now. Mariela Perez running down the field looking to clear. And Mia Richards now with it at the 40. She'll pass it up to Ellie Patterson. Now the Knights back on offense, looking to even further dig into this Angels lead. And it looks like head coach Olivia Cope will call the timeout here. Very good timeout from head coach Cope, looking to really plan and get her team back into this. Her team showing a lot of fight, a lot of effort, and so now they need some direction to really get this down. If the Knights get the goal here on this possession, the lead is just down to 4, which would be huge for the Knights. I mean, if you're looking at the team stats overall here in this second period, Meredith has committed more turnovers than SVU has. 4-3 is that battle. SVU has been good on their clears, 4 out of 5 on the clear attempts in this quarter. Overall, the teams are even also on draw controls in this quarter. Even on shots, SVU has actually scored more goals this quarter, 2-3. 5 shots for each team in this quarter. So the Knights are really taking advantage of the opportunities that Meredith is giving them, having 5 goals on just 8 shots, but just need to get more of them. Just need to get more and more. The Knights are playing very efficiently on offense, finding the cracks and holes in this 3rd-ranked Meredith College defense. They just got to keep getting opportunities. And right now, a huge opportunity, which is why head coach Olivia Cope is taking the timeout. you can tell, you can hear a little bit of energy coming from the Knights huddle there. Meredith a bit quieter on their side. Of course, Meredith, they've been here before. They've won game after game after game, and SVU is not the first team who's had a target on their back due to Meredith being one of the best Division III women's lacrosse teams. So Meredith has been here before. They're definitely not sounding the alarm, but they need to focus in and make good plays on defense and then maintain possession on their side of the field. The 4-3 turnover battle is not what you want if you're Meredith. So definitely just keeping possession, like playing it like they did the first quarter, which was just taking a lot of time off the clock, playing offense well, getting good burst movements, good passing, getting that going. One of the names that we have not heard yet in this second quarter has been Reese Walker. Reese Walker has not yet been involved much in the play so far, despite having 3 goals and 3 assists in the first quarter. Hasn't been much from her, so we'll see if she gets more involved later. So it'll be Knights ball. 48 seconds left on the shot clock. Kenzie Polson will have it. She'll pass it out to the 10-yard line. Pass across. Goes to nowhere. But there will be a penalty on the Avenging Angels. And that'll be number 16, Sophie LeClaire, the senior from Elliott City, Maryland. So now the Knights with a woman-up opportunity and still with possession of the ball. They get a fresh 90 seconds as well. Big penalty there on LeClaire. Knights definitely need to take advantage. So Ellie Patterson with it at the bottom of the 10-yard line. Pass across to the cutting Knight. Nothing there. She'll move it out. Ellie Patterson back with it at the top of the key. Now under 5.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Pass inside, shot on the goal. No good, but the Knights will keep possession there. So Knights still with possession of the ball. Good defensive play from the Angels to knock it out. 55 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights. Pass inside again, shot on the goal, and that'll go in. Holy cow. So that'll be Kenzie Polson again on the goal. I believe that's her 3rd of the day. Yes, indeed. And that was assisted by Ellie Patterson. A brilliant trick shot goal right there. Kenzie Polson coming alive. And now the Angels lead back down to 4. Knights have scored 4 unanswered goals in this second quarter. Incredible job here from the Knights offense, really forcing the issue. They're not going to go down quietly. And like we've been talking about, the Angels with the 3rd ranked defense in the nation, only allowing their opponents to score 5.17 goals per game. The Knights now at 6 points have outdone that in less than a half. So on this draw, and it looks like the Knights will take that draw control. Yes, the make it take it opportunity for the Knights. They have room running. Mackenzie Mickelson getting inside. She's met by like 3 Angels right there. Good recovery by the Angels. But the Knights back on possession again. Pass it across, shot on the goal. That'll just go high. And that'll be Knights ball. So Knights retain possession. Cutter right there, shot on the goal again. That bounces just off the crossbar. And that'll be picked up by the Angels. So just missed that shot right there. Knights are back on defense. Angels looking to clear. So Kenzie Polson just inches away from another goal right there, but it bounces off the crossbar. The Angels will get the clear. And now the Angels back on offense. They haven't been here very much in this second quarter. Get a good move inside, met by 3 Knights. And the ball is checked out. That's a turnover. Knights with possession. That'll be number 24, Sydney Bastion, picking up that ground ball. They'll give it to Savannah Burnett to try and clear. She'll pass it up. Ball ends up on the ground. That'll be picked up by the Angels. Knights back on defense. Angels running ahead with some room in front of them. Pass inside. Nothing there. Ball ends up on the ground. Angels are able to keep it in bounds. So Angels on offense. 3.5 minutes left to go here in this first half. Angels are taking it slow, getting something set up. Quick move inside. Nothing there. The shot goes over the goal. The behind-the-back shot goes over the goal. Good attempt there. I believe that was Reese Walker. So Walker trying to establish herself in the second quarter. Shot on the goal there by the Angels. And that'll be a penalty on the Knights. So the Angels will get the free position opportunity, and that will be, I believe, Lauren Turner with the free position here. Lauren Turner, of course, one of the best shooting percentages in Division III women's lacrosse, shooting, let's see here, shooting 62% on her shots. So a dangerous person to have at the free position. It's all up to Savannah Burnett now. Shot is off. And that will go in. Lauren Turner. Wait, no, sorry, my bad. The shot missed, but that will be a penalty on the Knights. Number 24, Sydney Bastian. So now Lauren Turner, I believe, will get another free position opportunity, and the Knights are a woman down. So now Lauren Turner again with the free position. She'll get another shot here. And that will go over. That will not go in, but the Angels retain possession, and they are still a woman up. So Angels trying to make something happen here. And that'll be another penalty on the Knights. Now number 21, Ava Spradley with the free position shot here. Spradley more of a draw control player for the Angels, but an opportunity here to get the goal. And that'll go in for Spradley. So after 3 free position opportunities, the Angels finally break the Knights' momentum. And they'll get the goal there. 11-6 is the score. Meredith up by 5. I believe that's still 2:50 left here in this second quarter. Knights still with plenty of time to still gain more momentum, as well as the Angels, more opportunities to extend their lead. A critical 2.5 minutes here for either team. So I think we'll have Ellie Patterson up here for the draw control. And the Angels will win that one. That's number 21, Ava Spradley, getting that. And the Angels back on offense, looking for a make it, take it. This is what they were doing in the first quarter. That was devastating to the Knights. It's now an opportunity to do it again. The Angels will swing it around behind the goal. Nothing there. Knights intercepted, so the Knights back on offense. And it will remain Knights' possession. So the Knights with just about 2 minutes left here. And the Knights looking to clear. Angels sending a lot of people here in midfield. And a good check there by the Angels. Ball pops out. Angels pick it up. And the Angels are back on offense. Angels running up ahead, full head of steam. And now the Angels will take it slowly here. Go ahead and pass it around. Angels moving it around behind the goal, getting passes all around. Pass inside. That is not handled well. Ball sailing out of bounds. That'll be picked up by the Knights. So the Knights with the turnover and the opportunity to clear here. So yeah, the Knights will clear. It is back with the Knights. Just a minute left here in this quarter. And that'll be another good check by the Angels. Bad play by the Knights. And then a mental error there. Oh. Yeah, mental error there by the Knights. Maybe a frustration penalty there from Kenzie Polson. Gave up the turnover, didn't pass it to her teammates, and then committed the penalty afterwards. So now the Angels a woman up on this last-ditch attempt here with just a couple, maybe 30 seconds left here. Pass inside. Shot bounces off. I believe Savannah Burnett saved that one. Knights back with possession with 40 seconds left here. Sydney Bastion looking to clear. She's met by several Angels at the 45-yard line. No Knight coming to help her out. And the Knights with no teamwork there on the clear. No one there to help Savannah Burnett out. Sydney Bastion out. That pass will sail over and sail right into the net of Savannah Burnett. So the Knights back with possession with just 10 seconds left to go here. So that'll be the end of the first half. A wild first half that was. The Meredith Angels came out in the first quarter dominant, 8-2 score at the end of the first quarter. Then the Knights coming out, putting up 4 goals to Meredith's 3, inching a little bit closer into this one. Meredith still up by 5. The score is 11-6. But definitely after that quarter, Knights with possession. We also saw towards the end of that quarter, the Knights starting to lose a little bit of control and a little bit of organization there, especially with the seemingly frustration penalty on Kenzie Polson after giving up the turnover. Neither team really helping each other on the clears very often, as each Angel is surrounded by about 3 Knights and each Knight is surrounded by about 3 Angels. So Meredith will go into the locker room up by 5, and the Knights will go down having had a good quarter against one of the best Division III women's lacrosse teams. Meredith will come out in the third quarter looking to just hammer home, put this one away. Knights will look to continue to fight and claw for every goal, every ground ball, every turnover. So that's where we'll leave you. The score 11-6 in favor of the Meredith Angels. We'll be back for the second half. Stay tuned. All right, and welcome everyone back to this NCAA Division III USA South Women's Lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the Meredith College Avenging Angels. The first half was a hectic affair between these two teams. Meredith having a dominant first quarter, 8-2. Knights coming back and having a 4-3 second quarter, cut the lead down to 5 at the end of the first half. The score is 11-6 here at the beginning of the third quarter. We'll go ahead and have the first draw here, but the Knights really building some momentum there in the end of the second quarter, getting 4 unanswered goals. So the draw control is up, and the Knights take that one. So the Knights take the first draw control of the second half, and the Knights will be able to run it down all the way. So the Knights, with their first possession in the second half, really built some good momentum here, especially Mackenzie Mickelson. Mickelson ending up with a goal and an assist in that 4-goal unanswered stretch for the Knights. But then Kenzie Polson, of course, the main story, getting 3 of those goals. Knights try to get a pass inside. It gets checked out from behind. And that'll be... one ref's calling it Angels ball, the other's calling it Knights ball. They'll call it Angels ball. They'll agree on the Angels. So the Angels will take it and look to clear. Knights have been doing good defending the clears. It has not been automatic here for the Angels. The Angels are 7-9 on the clears. So the Knights making them make 2 mistakes there on the clears, and it may just making every clear hard. Angels managed to clear it here. So the Angels are back on offense. A minute and a half already gone here in this second half. Angels have it on offense. Little move inside there. And that'll be a penalty on the Knights. You hear the Knights crowd reacting, thinking the Angels player tripped. But instead, number 21, Ava Spradley, will get the free position shot here. Spradley, the last time she got a free position, was able to put it in over Savannah Burnett. So she'll shoot here. Burnett will block that one. And then it'll just roll right into the net. Savannah Burnett not finishing the play. Angels able to pretty much just kick it into the goal. See who scored the goal here. And that'll be number 18, Lauren Turner, on that one. So Lauren, I believe, now has her second goal of the day. And it brings the Angels' lead back to 6, where it was at the end of the first quarter. So the Knights turning the ball over on the offensive side after winning the draw control then led to the Angels score on the other side. Ball possession is key here for the Knights. Draw control here. Mackenzie Mickelson is at it. And the Angels will take that one pretty easily. That's number 4, Bailey Swales, running down the field with it. Angels with possession. Little pass inside. Ball gets checked out. Ball is on the ground, picked up by the Angels, by Spradley. And another good check there from the Knights from behind. Knights are not able to get to the ground ball. Meredith has it back again. 60 seconds left on the shot clock for the Angels. They've gotten several movements already here in this possession in just 30 seconds. So now Turner will pass it back out to the top of the key. Angels still looking to get something going here. 35 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll pass it out behind the goal. Little movement up top. Shot on the goal right there. That'll go right. Angels still with possession. Just 25 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll get another shot on the goal here, and that will go in for the Angels. And that'll be number 5, Elle White, the graduate student from Apex, North Carolina, putting that one in. So the Meredith Angels, you can tell, did not like the fact that the Knights came in and just smacked them around a little bit in the second quarter, making some headway into the 8-point lead that the Angels put together. Angels coming out in this second half on fire. 2 straight unanswered goals, 3 overall if you count the last one in the first half. The score is now 13-6 in favor of Meredith. So we'll get another draw control here. I believe that's still Mackenzie Mickelson in there for the Knights. And there, the Angels will take that draw control, having the make it, take it opportunity now. Of course, already their second make it and take it opportunity here in this second half. Angels moving around, getting some open space. The shot just left. Missed that shot there. It'll remain Angels' possession. 60 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick cutter right there. Ball sails out to the 30-yard line. That'll be picked up by Turner. Now Turner will look to get back to work with 45 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick move in there. We'll pass it out behind the net. Moving around to the top of the 10. Now Swales will have it up top. She gets inside. And that'll be a goal for Swales. We'll see if the penalty on the Knights stands with that goal. So Bailey Swales now with another goal in this one. That is her second on the day. She also has an assist to go for 3 points on the day. And with that, the Angels lead quickly back up to 8 in this one. 3 goals already here in the third quarter, and we're about 3.5 minutes through. So that penalty will still be enforced. So that'll be a penalty on Mia Richards. She'll be out for 2 minutes, so the draw control will just go directly to the Angels. So now the Knights a woman down here. Now Meredith looking to capitalize to extend their lead to the largest of the day on the woman up opportunity as we go under 11 minutes left in this third quarter here. Pass inside right there, shot on the goal. Tried to do a fancy over the back, nothing there. Ball is on the ground, and that'll be a violation on the Angels, so Knights ball. Now if the Knights can maintain possession, they'll be able to kill the penalty. But just 3 Angels surrounding the Knights, and the Knights will go out of bounds. So turnover right there. Knights not doing much teamwork there, just trying to run it out instead of passing it around, getting the open clear there. It's now Lauren Turner with it at the top of the key. She'll go ahead and pass it to the bottom of the 10. And that will be a penalty on the Knights there. So the Angels with the free position opportunity. See if they're able to do anything with this one. Have not been the best at executing these, but have gotten several goals as well just from the many opportunities of the free position goals. Ball pops out there on the run. Picked up by an Angel. Shot on the goal, and that will go in for the Angels. And that'll be Bailey Swales again on the goal. So now the Angels lead back up to 9. They're 1 goal away from the 10-goal lead running clock advantage. So they're looking for that. And And that goal by Bailey Swells was assisted by Ava Spradley. So Spradley doing well in this one. She has a goal and an assist here. So we'll get another draw control here. Knights finally have that penalty killed. The lead now up to 9 for the Angels. Ball is up. And ball is picked up by the Knights. So the Knights win that one. Mia Richards out running. She'll pass it up ahead. I believe that's Reagan Bullock with it there. It's now Reagan Bullock running with some room in front of her. Met by 3 Angels all at once. Converged on her. And the Angels will pick that one up. Ball is still on the ground, actually. Good check there from the Knights. Angels will pick that one up. Just pass up the head. Angels will clear it. Now the Angels with some room in front. Pass up to the middle. It's one-on-one Savannah Burnett. And that'll be saved. Angels will pick that ball up again. And that'll be another penalty on the Knights. These penalties are killers here. So another free position shot for the Angels. I believe this will be number 2, Kenzie Todd, sophomore from Brookfield, Connecticut. It looks like she's gearing up to just shoot it there from the 10-yard line. And she will. That'll get saved there by Savannah Burnett. Knights pick up the ground ball. It gets checked out immediately by the Angels. And that'll be Angels ball. Every call going the way of the Angels in this quarter. Out of bounds, penalties, whatever it may be. Knights are looking discombobulated here. Now the Angels back on offense, 75 seconds for them. And that'll be another penalty there on the Knights. That'll be another free position. Looks like the Angels are much more disciplined here in this quarter. Not yet a penalty on them in this third quarter after several penalties in the first half. The first half stats were 8 penalty minutes for the Angels, 4 for the Knights. And nothing here so far on the Angels here. But on that free position, the Angels will put that one in. Angels are now up by 10, 16-6, and now the clock will just continually run. That's the thing you wanted to avoid if you were the Knights. So that was Kenzie Todd on that free position. Todd now with 4 goals on the day, having an excellent day for her. So head coach Olivia Cope will go ahead and take a timeout here. We'll go ahead and take a break and bring you back at the end of the timeout. All right, and welcome back to this NCAA Division III women's lacrosse matchup between your SV Knights and the visiting Meredith College Avenging Angels. A rough third quarter so far here for the Knights. They came in 6-11 coming into the second half. The score is now 6-16. 5 unanswered goals for the Angels in this third quarter. It's been a rough one for the Knights. Head coach Olivia Cope calling that timeout, trying to change the momentum here, trying to get her team involved and back in this one. The Knights overall having a great game. Overall, the Meredith Avenging Angels, of course, are one of the best teams in women's lacrosse Division III competition, having the first-ranked offense and the third-ranked defense. Of course, the Knights have been able to penetrate that defense for more points than the defense usually allows, but not looking like enough here. The Knights are down 10. And that'll be Angels ball off the draw, off the violation by the Knights. That's one of the things. The Angels clearly in that halftime break were like, we need to settle in and play our game and not make mistakes. A lot of penalties and errors in the first half leading to the Knights being able to get in this. In this third quarter, the Angels have yet to receive a penalty or commit a violation, all coming on the Knights, who are looking a bit discombobulated or disorganized here. So now the Angels back on offense. And looking to make something happen. Cutter inside for the Angels. Ball pops out. That'll be out of bounds. Knights ball. So the Knights now looking to clear. They have yet to really get an opportunity here in this third period to clear or get the ball on the offensive side. And right there, the ball goes out of bounds. Angels ball. Now the Knights are 2-0 on clear attempts in this third quarter. Meredith on the other end, 2 of 2. And that time of possession that we talked about, which the Knights pretty much won in the second quarter, and that the Angels won in the first quarter, is now again handily being controlled by the Angels. So it looks like we'll have a penalty here, and it'll be on the Knights. So the Angels get the free position again. Kenzie Todd will take the free position opportunity. Kenzie Todd will pass it across. Shot on the goal will just go over. And that will be Knights ball. Good hustle there from the Knights. So the Knights now with possession, needing to clear here. It is critical for the Knights to get out of the 10-point deficit if they want to make a comeback. And the Knights will get the clear. Good opportunity here, the first one of the second half for the Knights. Knights making a move inside. Pass behind the goal. Pass just not handled well. So that'll be a violation on the Angels. Will remain Knights ball. Knights will pass to Ellie Patterson, try and get something going. She'll make a move inside. Shot on the goal. And that'll be a big hit right there. Penalty on the Angels. So it looks like we'll see how this is officiated. Ellie Patterson will definitely get a free position opportunity. And Patterson will indeed. So Patterson now with the opportunity to end the continuously running clock here if she gets this shot to go. Here's Patterson. She doesn't get the shot off in time, but that'll be another penalty on the Angels. Looks like Ellie Patterson will get another free position opportunity here. Shot on the goal here, and that'll go in. Ellie Patterson with the goal off the free position shot. So now the Knights down by 9, and that ends the continuously running clock, which was the Knights' biggest enemy in this one. So Ellie Patterson, now with her 3rd point of the day. That was her first goal, but she's had 2 assists in this one. So Patterson cutting the lead to 9, a very important goal if the Knights have any hope of getting back into this. So that gives the Knights plenty more time to get it done. Score is now 16-7 in favor of the Meredith Angels. And we'll get another draw control here. Draw control is up, and it is taken by Meredith. Meredith has overall done very good on the draw controls. That was their 5th one of this 3rd quarter, only 2 for the Knights. And we reach the 4-minute mark here in this 3rd quarter. Turner making a move inside. She'll pass it out. Angels turn the ball over there. Little slip on the field, and now the Knights are running up. The Knights will get the clear, so the Knights back on offense. I believe that's Ellie Patterson running up with it. She'll reach the 15-yard line. Now Patterson still with it. She'll pass it out to Mickelson. Knights with 65 seconds on the shot clock looking to make something happen. They're now only down by 9. Have a long way to go, but have time to do it if it works out. Patterson back with it. She'll hop it up to Mickelson. Mickelson will pass it inside to Polson. And that will be another penalty on the Angels. The Angels now on the defensive end, a little discombobulated. Kenzie Polson now with the free position shot. Kenzie Polson shoots, and that goes just a little high. That will be saved. So that'll be Maddie Harrell, graduate student from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, with the save, and that'll end up Angels ball. But a violation there on the Angels. Knights will be able to take it. So Knights back on offense right away. So the Knights gifted another opportunity. It's a huge one here. You'd imagine if the Knights have any shot about making their way back into this, by the end of the 4th quarter, which is about 2 minutes away, they'd have to get at least 2 more goals, get the lead down to 7, and have an excellent 4th quarter to get this back. So a critical possession here. Knights need to get it in and get it in quick. So now Mackenzie Mickelson with it at the top of the key. Just under 2 minutes left to go here in this 3rd quarter. Mickelson trying to make a move. She gets inside. That'll be another penalty on the Angels. Both teams struggling defensively with playing without fouling. So Mackenzie Mickelson now with the free position shot. She'll run up ahead. She'll try and get it. Shot on the goal, and that'll go in. Mackenzie Mickelson with the goal. And these free positions are really hurting both teams at this point, but 2 unanswered goals by the Knights, both due to free positions. A lot being called here in this 3rd quarter on both sides. Whoever currently has possession of the ball is getting all the calls. So the last couple minutes have been all for the Knights. Beginning of the quarter was all for the Angels. Both teams struggling to defend without fouling. But that's a critical goal for the Knights. It puts them down 8 with 1:47 left to go in this 3rd quarter. You got to be thinking you need at least 1 more goal in this quarter to make a comeback viable. So this draw control will be extremely important for the Knights. It's a must-win one here. Ball is up. And that'll be picked up by the Angels. So the Angels running up ahead. Angels with possession. Running up ahead, room ahead. Ball gets checked out from behind. Ball still on the ground, picked up by the Angels, pass ahead. And the Angels will opt to draw that one out and take it slow. 70 seconds left on the shot clock and about 80 seconds left on the game clock. Shot on the goal by Lauren Turner will go just out. That'll remain Angels ball. So Angels now with 55 seconds left on the shot clock. Pass inside by the Angels, ball not handled well. That ground ball is picked up by the Knights, so Knights back with possession. 55 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. So the Knights need to get something quick. Burnett will pass it out to Mariela Perez. Perez will get that catch. Good check from behind by the Angels. That'll be a penalty on the Angels, so Knights ball. 35 seconds left for the Knights here. They need to get it downfield and get it quick. Big pass by Mariela Perez. She'll get it up to Kenzie Polson. Polson will get the clear. And that ball will get checked out, picked up easily by Turner. And that'll be a penalty on Kenzie Polson. Kenzie Polson has continually had frustration penalties in this one today. So Kenzie Polson again out after committing a turnover. Those are the type of penalties that you do not want to see, where it's just a penalty made out of frustration after a bad play. So instead of just one bad play, it turns a bad play into two bad plays. So now the Angels will clear. Just 10 seconds left on the game clock for the Angels. Opportunity to get one more goal for them. Now 5 seconds. Knights playing some good defense. They'll pass it out, and that'll end the quarter. So the final score at the end of the quarter is 16-8 in favor of the Meredith College Avenging Angels. We'll go ahead and take a break here and be back for the beginning of the fourth quarter. Stay tuned. All right, and welcome everyone back here to this USA South women's lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the visiting Meredith College Avenging Angels. A rough third quarter for the Knights. They came in down 5 in the second half and are now down 8 after the third quarter. The score is 16-8 in favor of the Angels. And Kenzie Polson still out from the frustration foul. She committed she was out for 2 minutes. Still a minute 40 left on that penalty. No draw needed due to the penalty. So the Angels will have possession to start this quarter. And here come the Angels. Quick whistle right there. And a quick penalty on the Knights. That'll give number 21, Ava Spradley, the free position shot. So here's Spradley. She loses the ball. And that'll be a violation on the Angels' Knights ball. So now Mariela Perez looking to clear. She immediately gets checked from behind. So multiple checks, multiple turnovers coming from both teams. Knights end up with it. Mackenzie Mickelson running up ahead. She will get the clear. Mickelson with a lot of momentum going up. She's at the 20 now. She'll slow down, let the offense get set. Knights are, of course, down by 8. A comeback is still possible, but it'll take a miracle in this last 14 minutes of this one for the Knights to fight their way back in. Ball's with Mickelson at the top of the key. Knights passing it around. They'll get it to Mia Richards at the bottom of the 15. Back to Mackenzie Mickelson. Knights now with 35 seconds left on the shot clock. And a bad pass there will sail out of bounds. Turnover, Knights. That turnover was on number 13, Yasmin Manjarez. So the Angels will now look to clear. Long pass across the field. Angels get it through. And the Angels will clear. Angels will run it all the way up. And the ball will bounce off the crossbar. Angels will pick up the ground ball. So Angels still with it. Quick pass inside, quick shot on the goal. And that'll go behind the goal. Angels pick up the ground ball again. So still Angels possession. Just under 13 minutes left in this game now. Quick pass inside, met by 2 Knights. Quick maneuver. Ball will shoot. That'll bounce off of Savannah Burnett's net. And then the ball will bounce all the way back out to the 20-yard line. Bailey Swells now with it at the top of the key. They'll pass around. Ball will pop out. Knights trying to gain possession of it. Angels will pick it up. Ball will go behind the net. Another pass inside, and that will lead to a goal there for the Angels. So that'll be number 4, Bailey Swales, sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, assisted by Reese Walker, the junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So Reese Walker, after a dynamite first quarter, had a quiet second and third quarters, now back with her 4th assist of the day. And that goal gives the Angels a 9-point lead with 12 minutes to go. The score is 17-8. So we'll get another face-off here, another draw. And the Angels will pick that one up. Spradley out and sprinting down after that draw control victory. Spradley will pass it up. Shot on the goal. That'll go over. And that will stay Angels ball. Spradley with the speed there. very quick off the draw control victory. So now Angels still with possession, looking to get back into that 10-goal running clock advantage. Quick pass inside to the cutting player. That'll be another Angels goal. That'll be number 2, Kenzie Todd on the goal. So Todd will be assisted by number 5, Elle White, who now has her second assist on the day. Todd has her 5th goal on the day for 6 total points. And that will put the Knights at the running clock disadvantage. The score is 18-8 in favor of the Meredith College Avenging Angels. So we'll get another draw control here as the clock winds down to about 10.5 minutes left in this game. And that'll be a violation on the Knights, on Mackenzie Mickelson. So the Angels just going to take it. No draw control needed. So now the Angels making a move inside. And that'll be a penalty on the Knights. So another free position here for the Angels. I believe that will be Kenzie Todd with it. Kenzie Todd gets the shot. And that will go in. So Todd again on the goal. That'll be her 6th goal of the day for Kenzie Todd. And that extends the Angels' lead to 11. And the clock will continue to wind. And you got to feel with an 11-point deficit with 9 minutes left to go, and the clock just continually running as the faceoff gets set up, that the Knights' chances in this one are pretty slim. So while we're waiting for the faceoff to get set up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the upcoming schedule for these two teams. SVU with just 2 more games left in the season. Next Saturday, they'll be traveling to Brevard, North Carolina to take on the Tornadoes of Brevard College. And then 2 weeks from now, April 19th, that Saturday, the Knights will be back here for the season closer against the Huntington College Hawks. So the Knights just with 2 more games left here in the USA South Conference play. Looking forward to the USA South tournament. SVU likely to get in as a lower seed, maybe 5th or 6th. But we'll see how that turns out. Off that draw control, the Hawks will take it. Sorry, goodness, I've talked about too many teams today. The Angels will take it. They'll run up ahead, some good passing, and that'll be another goal there for the Angels. So that'll be scored by number 25, Madison Dean, the sophomore from Southport, North Carolina. She'll be assisted by, of course, Reese Walker. So Walker now with her 5th assist of the day. And the Angels now up by 12. And that clock just still running. So while we're waiting for the next draw control to get set up, we'll go ahead and look at Meredith's upcoming schedule. Meredith with a couple more games more than SVU left in the season. 4 more games for Meredith. They'll be next traveling to Montgomery, Alabama to take on the Huntington College Hawks. Then they'll be in Missenheimer, North Carolina to take on the Pfeiffer Falcons. And then for their USA South Conference play season ender, they'll be at home in Raleigh playing Brevard. And then for the final game of the season on April 23rd, they'll be at home in Raleigh playing the University of Mary Washington, which would be a really fun game. So right there off the draw control, the Knights will take that draw control. 7 minutes left to go here. Ellie Patterson running up ahead. And the Knights just looking to get some positive momentum to end this one. Of course, a really good game overall. You're coming in a defense only allowing 5 goals per game, and you put up 8 already. It's looking good, but the Knights want to end on a positive note, especially for the upcoming schedule. Just 2 more games. Any momentum they can build heading into Brevard and heading into Huntington will be beneficial. So now Mia Richards with it at the bottom of the 15-yard line. She'll look to make a move. Good defense there by the Falcons. Good check. The ball will pop out. Mia Richards will scoop that one up. Mia Richards will pass it out. Get it to Sydney Bastion. So now the Knights setting their offense up, looking to get something going. Pass inside. Ball not quite handled well, but still in possession of the Knights. Knights with 30 seconds left on the shot clock. 6 minutes now left in this game. And Ellie Patterson with it. Now 20 seconds on the shot clock. Knights looking to get something going. Just 10 seconds left here on the shot clock. Ball pops out. Try to get to Mia Richards. Just 3 seconds left. Mia Richards will just throw it out of bounds. So that'll be Angels ball. Great defense played there by the Angels. And the clock wound down all the way to 5.5 minutes now. And the Angels will be back on offense. So that'll be number 4, Bailey Swales, running up with it here at the bottom of the 20. Swales will pass it back now to the top of the 20. That'll be Todd looking to make a move. She'll pass inside. Good check there by the Knights. Ball is picked up by the Knights. So good turnover forced there. Knights now looking to clear. That's number 9, Gracie Blake, looking to make something happen. Not able to handle the ball. Reese Walker will go in and pick up that ground ball. Angels back on offense. 4.5 minutes left to go in this one. Walker will run it around back behind the goal. And the Angels just continuing to take it slow. No need to rush anything. No need to do anything crazy. Todd with it there at the top of the 10. Todd will pass it to Turner. Now Turner with it at the top of the 10. Pass it to, get the pass to Reese Walker. She'll shoot. And the Knights, Savannah Burnett will save that one. Great play by Burnett. Knights now need to clear. The Knights running up ahead. It's number 22, Aubrey Reynolds trying to clear it. And she'll go out of bounds. So that'll be a penalty, but that will be a penalty on the Angels. That'll be number 4, Bailey Swales now going out. Aubrey Reynolds will take it again, and the Knights with the woman up opportunity. 3.5 minutes left to go here in this game. So the Knights will get the clear. Aubrey Reynolds running up ahead. And that'll be another violation on the Angels. And that'll be another penalty on the Angels. So now the Angels now 2 women down. I believe that'll be number 18. Nope, that's... see who the penalty's on. But the Knights with the ball on the offensive side and looking to take advantage of this 2-woman up opportunity. Knights will swing it around behind the goal. Knights need to get moving. That the first penalty is almost cleared. Pass inside. Shot on the goal. No good. That'll go off the crossbar. Ball is now on the ground. The team's fighting for it. The Knights will pick that up. Nope, the Angels will pick that up, and the penalty is cleared, so now the Angels just one person down. And the Angels will keep possession. The clock now still continuously running. 2:15 now left on the game clock. And the Angels will look to clear. Both penalties are now burnt. And the Knights will force the turnover there. Ellie Patterson with a brilliant forced turnover. Knights running up ahead. It's just a 1v1. Ellie Patterson tries to get inside. Ball ends up on the ground. Patterson still fighting for it. She'll pick it back up. Now just 2 minutes left on the game clock here. Monjares will pass it back out to Patterson. So now the Knights on offense. 65 seconds left on the shot clock. About 95 seconds left on the game clock. And the Knights passing around looking for something. Still 50 seconds on the shot clock for them. A quick pass inside to Mia Richards, and Mia Richards shoots and scores. Mia Richards with the goal. So great play there. Mia Richards getting inside. Knights out now up to 9 points, and the clock will just continue to run. So we're at 50 seconds left in the game. I believe for Mia Richards, that is her second goal of the day, her 3rd point with the added assist. So Mia Richards having a good day as well. And then Mia Richards, she was assisted by Ellie Patterson, who herself has had a good day. Ellie Patterson with 1 goal and 3 assists. So 4 points for Ellie Patterson, 3 for Mia Richards. Now just 20 seconds left. And the clock just running as the two teams get the draw control set up. So no matter how this draw control goes, the game will end in very short fashion. Again, to go over the upcoming schedule for SVU, next Saturday they're at Brevard College. And then the next Saturday after that will be the season closer here at Buena Vista against the Huntington Hawks. So this game is over. The score is 22-9 in favor of the Meredith College Avenging Angels. Meredith College came in as the expected victors. The Knights were the underdog, and the Knights gave them a good fight. 9 goals on this Meredith College defense is a good effort. So you'd like to see the Knights, you like to see the effort from the Knights, what they put forth, and you'd like to see that maybe this will set the Knights up for maybe a surprise round 1 victory in the USA South playoffs and maybe even further beyond as they build momentum. But a great win for the Meredith College Avenging Angels. That'll go ahead and wrap up our broadcast. Everyone here at SVU, we would like to invite you coming out of here to go watch the broadcast of the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's a session tonight at 8 p.m., one tomorrow at noon, and the final one at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So if you aren't busy, that would be a great thing to check out. It would be worthwhile. You can find it at churchofjesuschrist.org. if you're interested. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for this USA South Women's Lacrosse matchup. I'm Mark Duffin, and for the rest of the broadcasting crew here at SVU, we say have a good night. Thank you.